Hello my retro gaming friends and welcome to another episode of Let's Take a Look At, now 20% more grammatically correct than the first episode. In Let's Take a Look At, we don't review the actual games, but review the ports themselves of retro gems on current day devices and see how they hold up. Rockstar have been absolute champs of releasing their games on mobile devices. So far I've played the original Max Payne, Vice City, and GTA 3 on Android devices. San Andreas has been the best and most extensive port yet, including everything from the original PS2 and Xbox game. Here I'm playing on a Nexus 7 Generation 2 with all options maxed out. The graphics are generally good, but not perfect. There are some artifacts on the car's reflections, which has its own option in the menu, and sometimes the frame rate can slow down. Not too bad when you consider how huge the game is and that I'm playing it on a tablet, but at the end of the day, my Nexus is one of the most powerful tablets on the market today. If it doesn't run perfectly on that, what will allow it to run 100%? There are some flickering in the cutscenes too, but I'm so terrified of Content ID that you'll just have to take my word for it. That along with the music, which also fits into legal grey territory. This is why you'll hear no in-game music in this review, which is all very unfortunate indeed, but that is just the way of the world, I guess. I was a pretty hardcore player of this game back in the day though, and it seems that all the original licensed music is there, untouched. This is great because in my weird musical opinionated mind, the soundtrack in this game is perfect. Some will argue that Vice City reigns supreme, but Rockstar really hit the early 90s right on the head with this game. The movement can feel a bit floaty, but that's a given considering it is touch controls. It can suck when the action heats up a bit though. You'll find yourself running into walls and all those types of shenanigans. This can put a hamper on playing the game and it does ruin the experience a little bit. Sure, the game is meant for a mobile device, but it's a shame that it's missing that PS2 nostalgic element. You know, staying up late, squinting at a 30cm big WTV while trying not to ruin your PS controller with your greasy teenage hands, because you know there was no way you could buy another one. All this while not being bothered by smartphone Facebook updates too, which is a fairly ironic claim by myself since you can now play the game on your phone, but hey, I've now entered shit talking territory, so let's get back to the review. According to the Play Store page, you can use various gamepads along with your mobile device, which would of course make it a lot easier as long as the mobile device is on some sort of stand. Sadly, I don't have any sort of gamepad to test this, but I have seen some disgruntled comments about the subject. I mean, look at this guy for example. He's furious! Furious! I do feel that I shouldn't use a pad for this journalistic review, as the touch controls were how this port was meant to be played. You may want to tweak the sensitivity of the analog joystick in the menu. By default it's about 30%, but I found 15% more playable. This would all come down to the size of the screen you're playing on, and probably the thickness of your thumb. Personally, I'm basically wrapping sausages, so I need the stick to move a wee bit slower. For steering, you have the choice of the analog stick or flick controls. I found flick controls to be a bit messy and not totally accurate. It's a nice idea, but you can permanently change it to the analog controls if you wish, like I did. All other controls you need are on screen, and quite self-explanatory as they're illustrated with their intent. While driving you'll see all the necessities such as the accelerator and the brake, along with everything else you'll need. No need really to explain at all. The controls when you're on foot are as what you'd expect as well. Ultimately, these haven't been the worst touch controls I've played with. You can play the game with these and all the settings really do help in personalizing them for your needs. A lot of people seem to automatically hate touch controls no matter who programs them, but I always like to give emerging technology a chance, and I feel these have been done in the best possible way. Rockstar have added a cloud saving feature where you can supposedly save your progress to the cloud using the Rockstar Social Club on one device, and then continue where you left off on another. I tried this going from the Nexus 7 Generation 2 to the Samsung Galaxy S3. When I booted up the game on the S3 for the first time, it prompted me to log into the social club, but I can't get my cloud save to show. A bit of googling around as if this review doesn't show any help, so I guess I'll just have to wait for an update. If it does get fixed, I'll add an annotation. It's a cool idea nonetheless though, it's just too bad I couldn't try it out further. For what it's worth, the game plays great on the S3 as well. I have to keep it on the defaulted graphic settings though or it gets way too laggy, but on defaulted settings it definitely doesn't look too bad. It's a bit easier to play on a smaller device too because you can easily wrap your hands around it. This isn't a huge problem on the Nexus, but it's certainly a bit more uncomfortable, and the Nexus is only a 7-inch tablet. I can't imagine what it'd be like on a 10-inch device. Otherwise, that's enough talking for one day. Thanks for watching. Remember to do all the necessities like subbing, liking, blah 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 if you want to see more videos like this one. Catch you later.